So this is the Veto MB bag, the small one. I'm sure everybody's seen all videos everybody else has on YouTube, what tools they got in it or whatnot. I guess I use it a little different. Instead of just throwing just basic hand tools in there. This bag I use for pneumatics. So I'll just kind of go through small stuff that I got in it for troubleshooting, diagnosing pneumatic control systems. I'll even kind of go over a few pneumatic components. No way am I going to be doing or discussing pneumatics and how it works and all that. So let's just kind of dive into the bag here. So on the side here, it's got some side cutters, of course tape. This is just basic thermometer, just in case if all my other thermometers run out of batteries. This one doesn't use a battery. Small little screwdriver. Front pocket here. Got small little bits, pieces, fittings, pneumatic fittings. Just a bag of different pneumatic fittings. 1/4 inch, 3/8. Front pocket. Pneumatic gauge here for hooking up to the thermostat. Got another one. This one's angled. Here's another gauge for troubleshooting. You hook this up to the controller, see if you're getting whatever your pressure's coming out of. Here's another one. This is a pump. What else I got? It's just a backup gauge. Always want to have spare gauges because, I mean, these things go bad all the time. They're cheap. What's I got here? Oh, it's just thermostat tubing for the back. But anyways, I guess I could show you. So like here you have an actuator. So if you're troubleshooting this, you can hook up your pump here to this guy. Like that. And then you can pump it. And you can see it's extending out. And then you pump it on the gauge here, you'll see if it holds pressure. If it holds pressure, then the diaphragm in here is okay. If it doesn't, if it starts leaking, and this guy starts closing up like that, and this diaphragm here is bad, you need to change it. And then take this off. You can also use this pump versus a hot water valve. This 3OE valve. What you can do here is you can check your valve. And you can blow through it if you want, or you don't have to. I don't know if you can kind of see in there. But it's actuating. So it's either going to bypass or it's going to send it through the coil and you're going to get your heating. On here you can check if it's closed properly. You got your 8 to 13 psi, so you just pump it to 8 to 13, usually around 8, so you're going to be pretty much closed all the way. You can see if it's holding. And if it's leaking by, then you got a bad valve here. And then if it doesn't want to hold pressure, because the valve could be, the body could be bad, but the head could still be good. And you can just take the head off. And you can change the head out. It's just an actuator. See? So you can check the head too. If the gaskets in here are still good and it holds. So yeah, this is a good little tool to have for pneumatics. All this kits, the gauges for calibrating, checking the thermostats. You just plug it in right here like that. You'll get your pressure. Calibration screw on the bottom here. RSD has the kit. It's like a little tackle box kit. And it comes with pretty much the pump and everything else. Gauges, needles, spare stuff. So there's some thermostat wrenches, just random fittings. Here's on, can't think of the top of my head. I don't know if it's Powers or Johnson thermostats. You need a different head. The needles are different. I think it was Johnson. Johnson right there. Comes with random fittings. Hoses. Down here comes with gauges. I've kind of added stuff in here. Just different fittings. Hoses. This pump's also good for, say you want to see if there's a leak in your hose from, say, VAV box to VAV box or somewhere in the building. You would just plug in one end somewhere to isolate and then pump the other end and then see if it holds. If it doesn't hold, then from here to here, you got a leak somewhere. You need to go find it. Could be leaking on actuator head. Could be leaking at the thermostat here. I mean, you just have to find it. That's what kind of crappy thing about pneumatics. Or it has a rub out somewhere and it's leaking there. Usually those will hiss pretty loud and you can hear it and find it. Just pop your head up through the ceiling tile and you'll be able to hear it. Yeah, so here's that kit. Said RSD carries it. You can get it from them. Let's look more into the bag here. So I already checked that bag. Now on the main pocket, I have Testo thermometer, Fluke psychrometer, X-Tech thermometer, and K-type, another Fluke 2 thermometer. Now the reason why I carry so many thermometers is because calibrating pneumatics, you gotta be pretty precise. I mean, if you're off by a little bit, then just setting the temperature, it's gonna throw everything out of whack. So I carry multiple thermometers. That way I just can test certain ones if I'm second guessing the accuracy of one. Like this, the Fluke psychrometer here, it's off by a couple degrees. And even the wet bulb on here is off. So that's what I'm saying. Usually, you know, I'll carry 2 or 3 just to double check. And then when you're usually calibrating pneumatic thermostats, or any thermostat in that case, you know, you don't want to use a temperature gun, the infrared guns, because that's taking a wall surface temperature with the infrared. You want to take actual air temperature near the thermostat, because that's what the thermostat's picking up. It's not picking up wall temperature, it's picking up the air around the thermostat. So, you know, if you can get it to mount somewhere near the thermostat, your needle here, closest to the thermostat, so like on the pneumatics, like on the Testo here, I kind of can, it's up against the wall like this, I can kind of just set it and it'll sit, and then it picks up temperature here slightly, about 2 inches away from the wall, and that's going to be your temperature where you're picking up for the thermostat. Now, if I had a temp gun and I was hitting around the wall, well, you could be getting intrusion, you could be getting sun hitting that back wall if it's on the side where the sun's at. I mean, all kinds of things, and it can throw the temperature off, and then you're going to miss your calibration. So your best bet is to use an actual thermometer and check around the thermostat, not the wall. Yeah, infrared gun's good for checking your discharge temperature out of your registers to get it, an estimated temperature coming out, so you kind of know if it's heating or cooling. But you don't want to rely more on that than your thermometers here. So that's why I carry, different ones, so I can, if I'm second guessing one's temperature, like, man, why is that thing so high? Then I'll pop out the other one. Okay, well, this one's close to that one, so then yeah, the temperature's correct. And then if I really need to, I'll pin in the K-type. That just takes forever to freaking get to where you want the temperature. And I'll kind of go from there. But sometimes, you gotta go into a conference meeting, bunch of people in there. You ain't got time to be setting up a thermometer and doing all that. You want to get in and out. Well, at that point, I mean, the infrared gun does come in handy. You do a quick temperature check. I kind of hit like 4 points around the area and base off a temperature off what I'm getting, and then set the thermostat closest to that. And then usually you're going to be pretty close to it, and then adjust as needed. Most of the time they're running too hot, so just, calibrate. Temperature in there is 74. Just throw it down to 70, and then that's it. And if you need to go back to adjust it back to 72 or whatnot, then you go back and do it. But yeah, that's basically what I carry in this MB bag here. I have a bunch of other Veto bags. I'll probably end up doing videos on those. I mean, I carry the TP4, and I have the Pack MC that I carry in my van. And then I also have 2 MB2s and is it the MCT, Tech MCT bag? It's a smaller one that I have for residential stuff that I do. So I got a couple Veto bags. I like them. I mean, Louis Vuitton bags, right? So, but yeah, there's just my little quick video on this bag and a little quick thing on pneumatics. I mean, I don't see a lot of guys talking about pneumatics, but of course it's old stuff and everything's going to DDC now. So, but yeah, thanks for watching.